that my soulmate has for about 5 years now been Vanessa V. Please come on stage. So to begin with, Vanessa's going to say the title of this poem.
Michael's poem, The Path of a Primrose.
And we'll probably alternate with a poem or song or two each. Soft leaf womb unfurls my yellowing song. I grew up with the grass at night and nearly took fright, seeing starlings sip dew from the buttercup mead. But their watered lips prime the day of my light. I glimpsed a white star spray surging the hedgerow, and forget-me-not lady smock wafting in the breeze. A timid mouse darts near, whispering, "The plough stole my tail and gave it over to a farmhand, who chucked it aside as of no account for his horse to get bellyache, and reward his master with bad service." Cicely celandine, spared by the blade, swing a new tail together, but Mousy scampers off to a puddle, splosh and squeeze sad suds at their smiling heads. The mossy beds all about here beam with my familiars. Our gold pollen swells, plush pride of the nursery, till I curl up to sleep and dream the thorns of the wild rose on earth from my prim heaven. Over to you.
Piping down the valleys wild, piping songs of pleasant glee. On a cloud I saw a child, and he laughing said to me, "Pipe a song about a lamb." So I piped with merry cheer. "Piper, pipe that song again." So I piped, he wept to hear. And this is the song, the lamb. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Gave thee life and bade thee feed by the stream and o'er the mead. Gave thee clothing of the light, softest clothing, woolly, bright. Gave thee such a tender voice, making all the vales rejoice. Little lamb, who made thee? Dost thou know who made thee? Little lamb, I'll tell thee. Little lamb, I'll tell thee. He is called by thy name, for he called himself a lamb. I, a child, thou, a lamb. We are called by his name. Little lamb, God bless thee. Little lambs, God bless thee. Thank you, William Blake.
Thanks, Alyssa. Do you remember what's supposed to come next?
Back in the playground blues.
Oh, yeah, one of the friends, both in other lives and in this human incarnation, Adrian Mitchell, was one of the people who adored Blake as much as I, and was a tremendous creative force around the resistance movement that unhappily has to continue. So I'll perform one of his poems, which partly harks back to his school days. He was sent to a prep school by his parents, who by all accounts were very socially admirable. But the nearest school where they were in the countryside was one of those public schools whose mores were a bit like those in the novel by William Golding, Lord of the Flies. Anyway, this is what Adrian wrote, remembering that first day at a school which he never went back to because his parents took the point. But it's what he wrote years later, back in the playground blues. On the first day at this prep school, he came back weeping, and his mother apparently said, he told me, "Oh, Adrian, was it the maths?" And he replied, "No, it was the torture." So they didn't send him back to that school. Back in the playground blues. Dreamed I was in a school playground. I was about 4 feet high. Yes, dreamed I was back in the playground and standing about 4 feet high. The playground was 3 miles long and the playground was 5 miles wide. It was broken black tarmac with a high wire fence all around. Broken black dusty tarmac with a high fence running all around. And it had a special name to it. They called it the Killing Ground. Got a mother and a father, they're 1,000 miles away. The rulers of the killing ground are coming out to play. Everyone thinking, who are they going to play with today? You get it for being Jewish, get it for being black, get it for being chicken, get it for fighting back. You get it for being big and fat, you get it for being small. Or those who get it for any damn thing at all. Sometimes they take a beetle, tear off its 6 legs one by one. Beetle on its black back, rocking the lunchtime sun. But a beetle can't beg for mercy. A beetle's not half the fun. Heard a deep voice talking. It had that iceberg sound. It prepares them for life. But I have never found any place in my life that's worse than the killing ground. Thank you, Adrian Mitchell.
More killing grounds. Charlie Hebdo seagull, written after the terrorist attacks in Paris. I think this is when a sort of series of killings started then in Paris in 2015, and still in London yesterday, another sort of bomb scare. Anyway, this is called a Charlie Hebdo seagull. We've got a lot of seagulls in here, beautiful. Of all the birds in the sky, one mighty seagull caught my eye. Glide for me, glide in circles, land, ho, land, on the street lamp, and 3 parakeets flying by. School children, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, on time to the kinder bell or junior whistle, run. Skies of my brain books open to new news from not so far. Terrorist attacks, premature coffins, broken hearts. Bedlam, 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 Babel, Babel, generational bad blood, disconnection from top-tier evolution glide. Frustrated, my pen in unison with multitudinous red pens pinned to lapels. Thank you.
Oh yeah. I'll sing a song I wrote for my late wife, the poet Frances Horowitz, who died much too young, but she packed a huge lot of benisons into that short life. There's just one book of her, which I've got another, 2 books of her collected poems are on the book table, Frances Horowitz. Thanks, Olivia. She quite liked this one. I hear you call my head a bin, where children dip their buckets in. As I float and tinkle in the sky, the sun at your mermaid tail doth fly. Earth sings through you from where oceans flow, nourishing forests aeons below, where jellyfish squish at the plashing barrel of star food, where no man picks a quarrel. You ward off the flies with a wand of fresh fernlets. You come softly to mind in a clearing of dreams. Whilst the moon falls asleep as the cock greets the sun. We walk air, tread water, bird and fish as one. We walk air, tread water, bird and fish as one.
Song of the Firebird. I fell in love with a bird. I am in love with a firebird. Put your colors against the sky and discover who you are. Bird, bird, oh free bird, our love a poem is not written yet, written and beaten in true love's realm. Allons, mon ami, the time has come. Winter is here, and we won't be alone. The story in this song, there's a line that says, "Put your colors against the sky and discover who you are." I had a dream, and I was just waking up. I heard this voice, and it was Blake's voice in my dream, and I was seeing all his work written in prose, and he told me in my dream, "Put your colors against the sky and discover who you are. And I woke up so suddenly out of that line. It was like, so I just wanted to let you know this. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Well, for my last bit in this part, we're doing two halves, and the second half of each half will be mainly the William Blake Lismatrix trio, which will be completed with me by Peter Lima and Annie Whitehead on piano and trombone, respectively. But Vanessa's going to do one more poem she's very recently written. I'd like to read just a short excerpt from A New Wasteland, which I see I forgot. Could somebody bring a copy of it from the book table for me to read from briefly? It's a 500-page book, and I don't know all of it by heart. The big one with the bikini. It's with the Bikini Atoll bomb test. I mean, the way bombs are being produced and thrown these days, it beggars belief, doesn't it? And it's extraordinary that after all the terribleness of the last century, what with the death camps and gas chambers, and then Hiroshima, and just for good measure, Harry Truman testing the American foreign policy's new toy, Nagasaki as well. Anyway, this book is full of reflections, mainly very gloomy, but it's leavened with nearly every page has illustrations, cartoons, reproductions, not all of them gloomy. I'll just read 2 pages from this, from a less downward spiraling section. Just 'cause you're black, folks think you lack, they laugh at you and scorn you too. All my life through, I've been so black and blue. That song, words by, and music by Fats Waller. It's always struck me, Blake's little black boy. I've done a take on that in the picture that's in the exhibition. I am white, but oh, my soul is black. But at the end of that poem, it's a quite strange one for Blake, who was so militant against slavery and with Stedman's engravings showed the horror of lynching, and even in his, well, even more in his time. And there's a line towards the end about, then the white man will see I am just as white as he, sort of thing. And when Louis Armstrong recorded the song Black and Blue, he's saying, I'm white inside, but that don't help my case, which was a very ironic and kind of a reverb on William Blake's Little Black Boy. Old blue song quests the quiet small hour's air for an answer. Moon fades to a thumbprint beyond the curtain at daybreak. New bird songs, shy sylvan sounds that recall the sweet falls of water plashing over stones. In the streams running through a Cotswold valley, all through the summer nights long years ago. Falling, falling, water becomes stone over stone. So Vanessa's going to read a poem she wrote recently about a subject, in one sense very contemporary indeed, in another almost perennial throughout Homo sapiens' occupation of this benighted planet. And she'll suggest you might join in briefly with a sort of refrain.
This is a poem to Grenfell Tower. So it will be a pleasure if you could join in this. It's got a chorus that goes, the tower is full and full of sound. 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 To Grenfell Tower. What is the power behind the tower? A song to Grenfell Tower. Black tower, bright star, under same sky, same night, same fire of the sun. The tower is full and full of sound. The tower is full and full of sound. The tower is full and full of sound. Ghosts, talk to me. Please speak for us. From hollow windows, from pavement with blood. The tower is a funeral pyre and full of sound. The tower is full and full of sound. The tower is full and full of sound. The tower is full and full of sound. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us there.
Thanks. When I grew up in Orthodox Judaism, in the prayer books, it always said bits reader and then Kong, C-O-N-G. And as a child, I always liked the sound of the word Kong and being part of the congregation. So all Kongs were kings in that hierarchy, supposedly. Well, I'd like to call up the other two members of our quartet, and we'll present a set by the William Blake Klezmatrix, and towards the end of it, Vanessa will come back and we'll do a couple more pieces, maybe including other opportunities for participation. Here's Annie Whitehead. Our trombonist and vocalist, beloved of the entire jazz world of the planet, warmly embraced by Hugh Masekela, no less, when you got to Africa, weren't you? I won't embarrass her with praise, she's very modest. And our pianist, Peter Lima. So we'll now perform a few Blake numbers. Yes. Yeah, we'll begin with a song wishing peace upon the earth. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon. Mihi Melech Malachi Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Salam Aleichem, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon. Melech Malachi Amlochem HaKadosh Baruch Hu. you very much. No. Yes, we should.
What are we doing?
For us.
Talk to me.
Now here is the Nightingale. This is from William Blake's Milton, Book 2, The Dance of the Flowers, at the dawn of crack. Thou hearest the nightingale begin the song of spring, the lark sitting upon his earthly bed. Just as the morn appears, listens silent. Then, springing from the waving cornfield, loud he leads the choir of day. Trill, 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 trill. First the wild thyme, and meadows sweet, downy and soft, waving among the reeds, light springing on the air, lead the sweet dance. They wake the honeysuckle, sleeping on the oak. The flaunting beauty revels upon the wind. The white thorn, lovely May, opens her many lovely eyes. Listening, the rose still sleeps. None dare to wake her. But soon, 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 soon she bursts her crimson curtained bed and comes forth in the majesty of beauty. Every flower, the pink, the jessamine, the wallflower, the carnation, the jonquil, the mild lily, opens her heavens, opens her heavens. Yea, every tree and flower and herb soon fill the air with an innumerable dance. Dance, 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 flowers and trees and herbs and flowers and trees and herbs. Innumerable dance, yet all in order. Sweet and lovely, sweet and lovely, sweet and lovely. are sick with love. Lima. Annie Whitehead. What's next? We did Tiger. Yaribon, a hymn to the creation of the world. Yes, the next plasma number. We did a roaring tiger just 2 numbers ago. It was so stupefying you've forgotten.
Can we do Teddy Bear?
We didn't know, did we?
Want you to be our teddy bear. There's one.
We didn't know.
Surely we
I'm
did
going to
tiger.
start it off.
You're right, and I'm getting horribly forgetful. I don't remember roaring. I'll do it again. Immortal hand or eye, deaf frame thy fearful symmetry. Tiger, tiger, burning bright. Oh, we did it in the sound check. What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? I was wrong, we only did it in the sound check, sorry. Annie was right, she always is. In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare ye aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain, in what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, what dread grasp, dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb, did he who made the lamb make thee?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. What immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. What immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? What immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful
Very nice one. The tigers of the world dug that. So this is a hymn. Oh yeah. A slightly more somber one by Father William, The Garden of Love. I went to the Garden of Love and saw what I never had seen. A chapel was built in the midst where I used to play on the green. And the gates of this chapel were shut, and thou shalt not writ over the door. So I turned to the Garden of Love that so many sweet flowers bore. And I saw it was filled with graves and tombstones where flowers should be. And priests in black gowns were walking their rounds and binding with briars my joys and desires. Binding with briars earth's joys and desires. We'll proceed now with, thank you. Yaribon al-Olam, blessing on the creation of the world. Yes, please. bon olam ve'ol mayo ve'ol mayo Antu malko melech malchayo melech malchayo Antu malko melech malchayo melech malchayo Avad gevurtech v'simhayo Amen Chodom l'achavayo Thank you. And the last klezmatrix piece in this half, before a jazz poem of Vanessa's, who'll come and join us in a moment, might be known to some of you who know a lot about the Fugs and Allen Ginsberg with his vision of a sunflower. In Blake's voice, an auditory vision he had, it's well documented. And I'm adapting the melody that the Fugs, F-U-G-S, named after the word in Norman Mailer's Naked and the Dead novel, because American Maoris could not bear the word fuck to be spelled out, which is much more charming, and when well used, something much more pleasant than fug. But anyway, here we go with our sunflower. Ah, sunflower, weary of time, that countest the steps of the sun. Ooh, seeking after that sweet golden climb where the traveler's journey is done. Where the youth pined away with desire, and the pale virgin shrouded in snow. Arise from their graves and aspire where my sunflower wishes to go. Thank you, Annie and Peter. And also, thank you, William Blake. Okay, we're doing two more numbers before the interval, both involving Vanessa V as well as Pete Lima and Annie Whitehead. One is a jazz poem and one is another William Blake number. We'd like you to consider joining in the refrain of Welcome back, Vanessa.
So the sunflower goes to a kitchen. And this is titled Jazz Kitchen. Mango muffin, juicy jazz kitchen. The kitchen blinds dashing down, lush, lolling. Open and close, fridges, the doors. Think of the brushes, caressing tom-toms. Breasts, thighs, shell, lips with feather. Summer weather, strips of sun, stippling light. Dance on tables, tap, mingus, on pleasure. Clouds, plains, soundscapes, far side of windows, slits, bays, blues and roots, mingling bone, beer and noon. Night, dark, nosh. East coasting warmth. Brushes, brushing, a brush, laser eyes, scintillating. Light dimming, curtains reeling. Jazz, fruit, a tropical fruit, beats, kitchen, beats. Open and close windows, doors, and think of the lovers you left on the road. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Michael. Thank you all. The Latin song. Yeah. Latin song.
You're going to say anything first? Or?
Yeah. You want.
Yes, about audience participation. It's known that Blake sang and spoke his piece. You don't have to.
By the way, it's Olivia's birthday today.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Olivia. Happy birthday to you.
And a couple of days ago was Rachel's birthday.
On the 12th of September.
Many happy returns to you both. And also to the rest of us, even though it hasn't been our birthday.
The rest of us for having birthdays.
Yeah, having been born at all.
Birthdays, yeah. Any time.
This has been a very long first half, but we'll have a much shorter second half. So we have to get a train at 9:05. We want you to look at our merch. So we'll end this section, the four of us on laughing song. Vanessa will give some apart from that laughter.
The laughing song is a song of innocence by William Blake. And all I've got to say is there is a little chorus that goes ha ha he. And if you join in, it's just wonderful. We can laugh together.
It's at the end of the second and third stanza. There's 3 quatrains, 3 4-line stanzas. So wait for when we get to, well, you can laugh anyway. Laugh at us, laugh
Don't
with
start,
us.
don't start. Don't start.
Okay, we have to start now.
When the greenwoods laugh with the voice of joy, and the dimpling stream runs laughing by. When the air does laugh with a merry wit, and the green hill laughs with the noise of it. When the meadows laugh with lively green, and the grasshopper laughs in the merry scene. When Mary and Susan and Emily, with their sweet round mouths sing, ha ha he, 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 ha ha he. And when the painted birds laugh in the shade, where our tables, cherries and nuts is spread.
Eyes on top.
Come, live and be merry and join with me to sing the sweet chorus of ha ha he, 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 ha ha he,
Well done, everybody.
No. Okay.
And right now,